And good morning everybody, my name is Osa. It is Saturday, 23rd of July. We are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Maypole Farm, which still hasn't been updated. Last week we finished doing some stuff. I really can't remember what, but we now find ourselves first day of March. And we have some work to do on our farm. I have changed the potato production into tomato production. Tomatoes are a little bit more valuable, so they will net us more money over time. They produce at the same rate as potatoes. I think I want to go out here. Pretty sure I want to go out here. So I think during post stream last week I did manage to fertilize the grass field. So I still have this one to go. Now, oops, don't hit the wall. The wall is a little bit solid. So if I get out here, our nitrogen value is bad. We have none. This needs rolling. I do not have a field roller, and they cost about 40,000, so we're not going to worry about that. Required tyres, all tyres and tracks. I could have bought that 6M, 6R, and not worried about it. But that's the brakes. What is for sale at the store while we're talking about I could have bought that 6R? A huge giant Lexion, rock picker, the plough, and a 7810. 7810 is only 175 horsepower, so not going to work out too well for us. The next thing we need to do is turn on the crop sensor. Let's remember to do that this time. We're on automatic application. So let's drive out into the field. And hello. Okay, let's back up a little bit and try that one again. There we go. Okay. So again, because we've got all of the computerized technology, I don't have to worry about driving over bits I've already sprayed, except you kind of don't want to compact the crops. I do wonder, we're running narrows on this tractor, at least I think I put the narrows back on it. Would you actually want wider tyres to spread the weight of the tractor over? Because obviously narrow tyres are going to concentrate the weight into a very small footprint, whereas wide tyres are going to spread out the weight a little bit more. If you double the width of your tyres, that'll give you half the weight per square inch that narrow tyres would be doing. It's just a thought. Obviously you eventually get to the point where you'll just kill the crop with the tyres because you're just bending it over. But at this stage, the crop is young enough, it'll just spring back. But I'm still compacting the soil with a 6-ton tractor or whatever it works out at. Runaway deer. That's good. And try not to hit that tree, yes. So this application will get rid of all the little white patches of lime that I've got lying around. And as we can see, this barley needs an absolute ton of nitrogen. We are making the field about as green as it will get on the mini map. I did also lease a hoe, and we've already, I think we hoed this last week on the stream. So we are now pretty much at the point that we have done all the things. Our field of grass is not ready to harvest yet, obviously, because it's March, and this is the first day of growth for grass, as we can see from that field there. But we will need to keep an eye out for contracts. Now, there is a contract bug since the Kubota DLC 1.7 patch came in, which means that contracts last about an hour on the contract list and then disappear. For harvesting contracts, that means that as soon as the field becomes harvestable, there is a check for contract, and then an hour later that contract will disappear and the field will have been harvested. Now, the issue there is the fields mature at midnight, or growth happens at midnight. So you have to be awake at midnight to catch those harvesting contracts, which isn't going to work too well. I do not have GPS here, so we're just winging it. And lots of overlap, but again, it doesn't matter because the automatic sensors and sprayers and stuff will not apply spray on what is the right side of where we're looking at the moment, because that bit's already been done. So not a bad thing. So watching the map this week, Maypole Farm was on the test list. It disappeared on Wednesday, which I thought, oh, that might be a good omen, and then it didn't appear on the mod hub, so I thought, oh, okay. But then on Thursday it appeared on the console test list, so okay, they're testing it on consoles. And then yesterday it disappeared again, and still didn't release on the mod hub. But it is FarmCon, so they may be short-staffed. They have very, very few mods testing this week. I mean, we're down to like a couple of dozen, I think. So I don't actually know what's going on. My assumption is it's finished testing, and if it passed, they're going to release it on Monday. And that's similar to what happened the last time where it failed. It disappeared from the test list, and then Cavalier Roy said he'd got an email that says it's all, testing is complete, and we'll find out whether it passed or failed on Monday. So I'm guessing we're in that state right now. It may have passed, but we're not going to know until Monday. Fortunately, this week I'm going to have evenings available, so I think I'm just going to go straight across here and then fill in gaps as later happens. But it does give me the opportunity this week to do the thing. get us all set up on the new version of the map if it's released. So there's that. So that's a little bit better, I guess. Now we've just got a straight line to cover across the field. I'm heading pretty much 0 degrees, and I wish I had GPS on this. But once we finish this off, I'll probably sell the tomatoes and potatoes at the end of this month. Though I could sell the potatoes because it's what is it? It's day 1 of the month, and then we can sell tomatoes at the beginning of March or April, beginning of April, or end of April. I mean, my rule is you sell once a month, but it doesn't have to be exactly 30 days after the last sale. It just has to be sometime during. So obviously we haven't sold anything in March. We did sell stuff in February, but also I've changed over the production from potatoes to tomatoes. Production rate will still be the same, but income should increase, which will be a good thing, because we like income, because we want to expand the farm. And the only contracts that don't seem to go away are baling contracts, which is why we end up with so many. Because obviously we just have to we have so many grass fields on this map, and it seems that baling contracts don't get automatically done by the farmers, but everything else does. So if a cultivating contract appears in the middle of the day, it will disappear within an hour. Where are we? There. Currently no contracts available. And the reason we don't have any baling contracts is because obviously the grass died over winter, and we have to wait until May? Maybe May. Maybe possible to do some in April. We shall see. Tractor could probably, I could consider doing service on the tractor now. We're definitely going through this liquid fertilizer. And not a surprise. I mean, we are going from 0 to whatever. I'll find out when we get to the end. Yeah, we're going from 0 to 180. Whoa. Ferrari speeds. No. So yeah, that's a lot of fertilizer. You can see the tire tracks in the crop. I think that you can see the tire tracks in the mud, and they will disappear as, you know, what is it, the decay rate of tracks. If we come back in a couple of hours, they'll be gone. So it's not like we can, if we come out to the field again, we'll be able to see where we drove because the tracks will still be there. It's just like dirt tracks on road surfaces. They decay. But I do have the kids coming over later today, so that will be... We'll be finishing pretty much 12 on the dot this week, as opposed to lagging through. I think we went through till 1 o'clock last week. Okay, we will use our... what is it? We've probably got some diagram here that I can set up to show me the mini-map, where we've been, where we've applied, where we haven't. So we will spray this wedge. Let's make it to about a little over 355 degrees. Should get us absolutely done. Why is there a blue patch over there? Okay, we can turn that off. I can probably turn the crop sensors off and fold that in. Oh, the blue patch. It's a number. I'm on Blue Farm. And we've also learnt that the new DLC coming in summer is going to be the Vermeer pack, and it's going to include a self-propelled baler and a bunch of equipment. Now, I kind of like equipment packs. Typically because equipment packs give us some new feature. So way back in Farm Sim 17, we got round balers which could... I think we should probably spray this off. I think we should probably just empty this and then spray it off. But yeah, so we ended up with... oh, that's not exactly what I had in mind. There we go. Oh, do I have to select the front tank in order to empty it? There we go. Okay. So yes, we got, up until that point, we had round balers, we had square balers, but all of a sudden we got round balers that could wrap, which was, hey, this is a nice addition. And then most of the rest of the equipment was, well, it's just a different colour and badge of equipment we already have. In, what do we get in the 22? I can't remember, but there was, you know, there's stuff that's sort of come out. Oh, the potato harvest stuff came out in 19. And you know, it's sort of it's new ways of doing stuff. It's stuff that sometimes we wish we had and didn't. The other thing that came out in 19 was the Vicon Governal and Fast Bale. So all of a sudden you could do round bales wrapped and not have to stop to transfer the bale to the back or whatever. And there's restrictions on modders when that happens. You know, you can't do it. You know, you can't provide the facility. Okay, what am I doing here? Yeah, you can't make a fast bale in Farm Sim 19 because that's only available to the people who bought the DLC. And you can't make a bale wrapper in Farm Sim 17 because that was only available to the people who bought the DLC. But come Farm Sim 19, everybody's producing round baler wrappers because that's now allowed because it's included in the game. The Cavernaland Fast Bale was added as a mod by Giants, and so, you know, because it's now not a paid for DLC, anybody can use it. So I think I'm going to service the tractor, but for right now we are kind of out of work to do. We'll walk around here. Well, didn't park it in the detection zone. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so we will repair. Oh, that's pricey. Jump back in it and turn it off. Okay, so we have done all of those things. All of our fields are now seeded. If we go to here, and somewhere over here, select grass 2. So grass is in final stage of growth, so it will be available to harvest next month. Obviously the barley's doing barley things. Soil composition, they all need rolled. We did mulch the barley field, so that's good. We have no stones, none of them need ploughed, no weeds. So state of our fields is good. If we go to the next one, doesn't have a thing, we'll turn off grass again. And then if we go to precision farming, that's crap soil. This is okay. Really good plot over there. Which begs the question, is this going to be loam at the top here? Because if that's loam in that corner, you know, buying this field, I would make that arable too. Okay, that's soil types. pH, grass, I forgot to lime that. This has been limed, so we're okay here. Nitrogen, grass doesn't need much. I mean, we're talking 40, no, 60, yeah. Whereas down here, not on 200, we're on at 180, 140, and then 120, okay, whatever. And then our previous yield was bits of 120, 115, guessing that's 100, 95. So we didn't get a good yield the first time out. Grass has never yielded well, but again, there we go, 80, 75. So we got a wide spread of yield from our sunflowers. I did manage to get nitrogen on it, but there was no lime. Our farm environmental score is actually doing okay. We're at 86. The nitrogen will update when we next harvest. The pH value, because of this field. Weed control, we're up a little bit, and I can't remember whether that updates at harvest time as well. Soil sampling, we are fully sampled, so I don't know why this is not maximum. We did do direct seeding, but again, I think tillage updates when you harvest. If we zoom in a bit, how do we get That's seed rate. That's soil. Oh, there we go. Soil type. So this field is scoring 90. The only thing it's not scoring well on is number 3, weed control. I mean, it's better than halfway. So doing some is better than not doing any. But yeah, we use mechanical rather than whatever it is. This field 77, and we are lacking on both weed control because we didn't do any, and pH because I didn't lime it. So I think what I'm going to have to do for that one is, I don't have a lime spreader. So I'm short of a lime spreader. But I'm going to have to think about excuse me while I reset that. We'll camp on this screen for an hour or two. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is, when I've cut it next month, I will rent a lime spreader, spread some lime on that field so that we can boost our farm's overall environmental score. And the idea is what we want to do is max out the environmental score as best we can on that field, because once we put cows in there, we're not going to touch it again. I wonder if we just run up to 2 o'clock and look. I'm pretty much sure we're kind of done today. Of course, right now we're really looking at ploughing contracts, cultivating contracts, and not a lot else. As I said, as soon as our grass field is ready to cut, we'll probably start seeing baling contracts come in. I think since the sun is now setting, we will head back to our house and see what tomorrow. And I think the thing is, because of which month we're in, we're not going to see much in the way of contracts. We can check on the equipment sales at the store, obviously. I can probably check on that now. Yeah. Oh, no. I was going to say that hasn't moved. There is a windrower. I think we already got one. Yeah. Let's go back. Stuff we have. Yeah, we've got the rake. That's something we're going to get, a different style of rake in the Vermeer pack. Something I'm a little more familiar with. Do I want to sleep till 8? No, I won't sleep through to 9. Because really, we've got nothing to do, and there's probably not going to be any contracts coming this early. Should we look? There are fertilizing contracts. Let's grab all of them. Okay. So we got 2 for him and 1 for her. No, we got 3 different people. Okay. and we need to go and get our tractor. Let's check on farm sales. Telehandler. Oh, that's nice. Ho ho ho. And a muck spreader. 37% off on the hoe. I will think about that while we're doing contracts, I think. Oh, I made it out, and oh, there is somebody behind me. Quick, run, run, run. So a bunch of fun and excitement this week. We had an event at church for every evening this week, and coming home on Wednesday. No, it might have been coming home on Tuesday.